Hi, I'm Christina Trauthwein, Editor-in-Chief of Hotel Business here at the Alice Conference in Los Angeles. And right now I am with Jeff Wagoner, and he is President and CEO of Outrigger Hospitality Group. Welcome.
Thank you, Christina. Appreciate it.
So the first thing I need to ask you is, I think it was Outrigger Hotels and Resorts, and you just changed this name yesterday?
We did to
Why?
the Outrigger Hospitality Group. And when you think about our business today and what we're attempting to do, we wanted a more forward-facing or friendly name to be able to go out and develop and use in the consumer environment. So we took off our traditional Outrigger Enterprises Group name and went with Outrigger Hospitality Group, which I really believe symbolizes more of who we are today.
Okay, so Outrigger has been family owned, or had been family owned, for about 69 years, and now you're looking for some growth opportunities under the umbrella of the new owner, which is KSL Capital. Correct? What specifically are you looking for?
Well, when you think about those prior 69 years, they did a fabulous job creating a company that had a lot of spirit and was very culturally driven in the Hawaiian market. So there's a nice base there to be able to grow from. On the KSL Capital Partner side, they came in about 2 years ago now and bought the company with the intention to be able to modernize some of the assets that are in Waikiki, as well as to grow the portfolio. So we've set ourselves up nicely under the Outrigger Hospitality name to be able to understand and create clarity for our brand so that we could grow in the future.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the rich history of Outrigger and what makes an Outrigger property and what differentiates you.
You know, it's really an interesting brand, very, very authentic. And when we say authentic, we don't necessarily mean authentic Hawaii. It's authentic in the place that each Outrigger may be. And a couple examples of that may be in Hawaii, obviously we say aloha to everybody. But we don't try to get our properties in Fiji to say aloha. We have them say bula. You know, their culture is very important to them. So we really look at the place that we're in and create that situation for that property. Another really fabulous example of that is our Outrigger, our Beachcomber by Outrigger property, which is going under a $35 million renovation right now.
Okay.
That property will be a lifestyle property, but across the street is the 50-yard line of surfing that Duke learned how to surf on. So that's all about canoeing. And a half mile down the road is the Outrigger Reef, which is all about the voyaging in Polynesia. So we really do, even in a place as small as Waikiki, use the place to be able to create the environment for the hotel.
And that's so important, more so these days, as you know, bringing the location into the hotel. Authenticity is huge these days, and so is experience. Creating experience, delivering it, and having the guests remember the experience. What are some of the, aside from location, because that's an amazing experience, what are some of the touch points that you do to provide the experience? Well,
we have an initiative called Ozone. It's our sustainability initiative, which we think has been a real, it's a customer-facing experience and program. It's not necessarily just sustainability within the hotel. A couple examples of that. We ended up in Fiji developing a kindergarten. And that kindergarten was created not just by the staff of the hotel, it was a signature experience for the customers who came into the hotel. In the Maldives, we're actually growing coral. We've grown about 3 football fields of coral in our properties based on, you know, we feel a real obligation to the oceans because of who we are. So we take guests, we actually have them go out into the water and plant the coral so that it will grow out in the ocean. Those are real, authentic experiences that you just can't get every day.
And it also sounds like it's going beyond the hotel a little bit and serving the community that you're in and giving back and all parts of mentoring and all parts of the values that you try to instill, I would assume, in your employees. So I'm going to ask you, coaching and mentoring are important to you.
Absolutely.
Did you have a mentor? And who was it? What did you learn? And what are you now kind of sharing with your employees?
Well, I had an incredible mentor in my career. Eric Danziger is really one of the most iconic leaders in this industry. Eric and I worked together almost 30 years in 7 different companies. And to be able to have a front row seat to the most amazing career and hospitality leader was really, really special to me. Eric has a saying he talks about, I think there's actually a book that was done called Open Doors, opening doors, and he has opened doors to so many people. And when someone does that for you, you feel obligated to also be able to help. So it's important to me to be able to mentor and to coach and to be there for our associates. And on top of all that, I'm so proud of HLA too for what they're doing to be able to figure out our workforce and the mentoring that they're doing as we move into the future.
And I would think especially now when there's such a labor shortage and retention of your employees is so important, that these types of things, the mentoring and the different programs, definitely speak to that. What are some plans you have for 2019?
Well, I think there's two pieces of that really. We have a $200 million modernization program going on in Waikiki. So our first property was the Beachcomber by Outrigger, which is about $35 million. We'll wrap that up in about another month or so. Then we'll start with the Outrigger Reef property, and we'll do an $80 million renovation there. And then we'll do other properties in Waikiki once we get the reef completed. So that's a big piece of our effort today. The performance of our properties after we renovate, or the current properties, is really important. So we want to stay very focused there. But I think the big piece is we're getting ready to launch, or we're actually just launched a search for a head of development. And we will look at our growth opportunities for the future as well. So we're excited about what can happen on the growth side for the company and look forward to launching the new development efforts in Outrigger.
And we'll look forward to following that.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, or mahalo.
Mahalo.